Okay, so welcome to our brief series on systems of units. This is all to do with chapter 3. Why does it matter? Medicines can be dangerous. And there's a huge cost of drug errors. And the presentation is a BBC news story, which you can see on Student Central. Won't play, unfortunately, on Panopto. Also, we'll talk about a drug error that occurred in Worthing, nearby, linked to systems of units. And errors cost the health service an awful lot of money, but also are very distressing when it occurs. Let's have a think about the error. Again, the link is in Student Central for you to have a look at, just so you can see what the real human cost is. So what happened? Basically, a pensioner died in hospital, and the newspaper reported it was 10 times the correct dose of her medication. I wonder if you can see how even they got that wrong. Doctor wrote milligrams instead of micrograms on her prescription, so that she ended up taking 250 milligrams instead of 250 micrograms of digoxin. Another small task for you. Go and have a look and see if you can find which part of the body digoxin is used to treat. Okay, so what does it matter? What's the difference then between micrograms and milligrams? And just to illustrate it a little bit, I'd like you to clap your hands for 10 seconds. Okay, now what I want you to do is clap them for 1,000 times 10 seconds. And that's nearly 2 3/4 hours. No, don't. Whatever you do, don't do that. It's a waste of time and energy. But hopefully you can see the magnitude of the difference there between 1,000 times difference. And it's similar with the medications, a huge difference in effect of dose. Okay, so when we're talking about units, the major units you need to know about are to do with mass and volume. So you need to be very familiar with kilograms, grams, milligrams, micrograms, and it does go even smaller, picograms, etc., nanograms. But the major ones really go down to micrograms, up through kilograms. And then there are measures of volume, such as litres, millilitres, and microlitres. And you need to be able to work with those and work between them. What I mean by that is you need to know how many milligrams is 4 grams. That sort of question. There is a worksheet for you in Student Central to have a go at, to have a look at. If you were on the foundation year, you'll recognise the worksheet. If not, it's a simple worksheet. If you feel very confident in these numbers, you don't need to worry. But if you wanted a little bit more help with it, then that will give you a little bit of advice on it. So we've looked at this in basically what a difference a C makes. So milligrams and micrograms, 1,000 times difference. We add in a gram, so 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams, which means that it's 1,000,000 micrograms. That's a huge difference in doses. What is the practical difference there that it makes? In terms of prescribing, it's really important, and the advice is to make sure that you always work with the correct amounts, but also that when you're writing doses, when prescribers are writing doses, they should write the word out in full. Most doses, in reality, most doses are in milligrams. And the danger, and if we look back at that drug error again, the one that happened in Worthing, the danger is that the The doctor was so used to writing in milligrams. Presumably the nurses were used to reading milligrams as a dose, which is why they went ahead and actually gave the incorrect dose. And there's information in the back of the BNF for you to have a look at and see how that will relate to what you need to know. So as I said before, this is a very brief presentation, but it's incredibly important for you to get this right. Inspirational person this time, Malala. Fantastic young woman, amazing spirit, and somebody that we can all admire and look up to.